Altheris, please tell us more about the impact of optimising our own personal vitality levels and how this can assist humanity in changing the nature of its collective experience.
What is important for each individual human being to understand is that they are not separate from the universe. They are the universe, but there is the story that they are telling themselves, which creates the identity or the separateness from the universe itself, the story or the who they are. Now, when you are immersed within that story, and you're not saying that you should not, because it is the aspect of you that, as we have said, creates the sustainability of that which is the physical body. And in terms of ensuring the optimal vitality of the physical body on an individual level, then that informs on the nature of the experience that you are attracting. There are many different ways, as we have said, to maintain that which is the individuated way of being in the world from the physical perspective, and also from the, we would say, the observer perspective. So when you are consciously aware of what you are and who you are, then you will begin to understand how, from a conscious perspective, you can maintain that which you desire. And that is what is important from an individuated perspective, to begin with the desire to be something, to be someone. That is what you come here at this moment in human history on an individuated basis, is to be someone or understand what it is you want, to have desire, because through the desire comes the creativity. Through the desire comes the thought forms, which creates that which is the intention. So it is the desire and the intention in the individuated form for you to become consciously aware of as your experience. And when you think about the nature of how you come in to relationship with someone, that you have had perhaps an experience in your own individuated form, you then come into relationship, and what occurs between that relationship is the sharing of the experience. That is what human beings do on a day-to-day basis all the time. They give someone else what they think is the benefit of their experience. But of course, as we have said, experience itself is energy. It is the vibrational frequency that you are sharing with another person, and then when they are responding saying, yes, but this was my experience, they are then obviously sharing their vibrational frequency, and that is when you get the blending of the two. And then when you add another person and another person, what you are creating is a blend of a pool of individual human beings that begin to lose sight of their own identity, because they are sharing and coming into a harmonizing place where they understand where the other one is coming from, that their energy has become balanced, that the experiences that they have are familiar, that the vibrational frequency, they then come to the conclusion, is roughly the same. Of course, it will never be exactly the same, but it is roughly the same as those that they have come into relationship with. And then when you correlate that up to a global perspective, that is the nature of how the individual, from a vibrational frequency or an optimization of their vitality, can then impact at a global level. Because there is no separation, there is a seamless transition between that which is the apparent individual and that which is the global oneness. It is the transmission. That is what is important when you look at an individual that transmits their vibrational frequency, that transmits their experience out as a single person, that moves into the collective. Of course, when you gather together many human beings that are of the same vibrational frequency, that, as we have said, not exactly the same vibrational frequency, but when they are gathered together and begin to emit that signal out into humanity collectively, then that has a bigger impact than that which is the single individuated identity. And that is how the individual, when they have come to the conscious awareness of what they are, where they are on the vibrational frequency scale, what their days look like, what their experiences look like, when they come into relationship, can impact that which is the global experience of humanity. But humanity itself as a global experience at this moment in time does not look at itself as a global experience. It simply looks at it as a collection of individuated single experiences. But that needs to, we would say, change in terms of the coming together and the understanding of the nature of what and who you are, because once that what is understood, that oneness is taken and accepted and surrendered to, then that is when humanity will look at itself as humanity rather than a collection of individuated human beings.
What would you suggest are the easiest ways for us to actually come together? Do we need to be geographically together, or are there other ways that we can link up around the world?
It is not necessary for you to be geographically located within the same, we would say, energetic field of like-minded or like vibrational frequency beings, because of the nature of how energy works, that there is an immediate link. You are all already linked at a vibrational frequency that spreads across what we would say is a lower and an upper frequency band. But you are, in terms of that which is your vibrational frequency, already linked to those that are at your vibrational frequency all around the planet. And if it were that you were in the vicinity, whether as a physical being or whether it is that you are connected through different energy streams, whether it is your internet or it is the use of your technology or your telephones, whatever it is, you are connected energetically. And that is what is important, that once you are aware through being conscious of others that are emitting the same vibrational frequency as you, the same level of conscious awareness as you, you begin to understand how you can draw these people in to create an understanding around the oneness, because that is what will create the different experience for humanity, as we have said, this understanding around the consciousness of being one. Whether you call it a family or whether you call it a civilization, it does not matter. It is simply the recognition that the energy is the same. And what occurs when there is a joining together, then the band that is the lower and the upper field of the vibrational frequency of humanity begins to become smaller, because you all begin to draw one another into the same frequency. It is when this vibrational frequency band begins to narrow at the upper end of that which is the vibrational frequency for humanity, that the different experiences will begin to occur more regularly. That of telepathy, that of peace, that of love being in the air, that of sharing, that which is the resources of the planet. It is simply all geared to how the vibrational frequency, the experience of humanity, begins to manifest itself from the coming together of individuated human beings.
And that already has been studied through, for example, Lynn McTaggart's intention experiments. Well,
you have these experiences which show, whether it is from a scientific perspective or whether it is from a results perspective, because you may have scientific experiments that you carry out, but they create a result, but you do not necessarily have the understanding of how the result was achieved. But something has been achieved, and you understand that at the core of yourself, that something is different.
Well, for many years, people have achieved great results through prayer. Also, we have group meditations that seem to allow people to, in their own space, join together in the energetic field.
That's right. You do not need to be in the same location, as we have said. And of course you have a manifestation process, that if you truly are on that resonant frequency at the manifestation vibrational frequency level that you put it out, then that what will occur is, if you are collectively desiring peace and harmony, then that will occur over time. It will not be instantaneous, because it needs to create that which perhaps has been called a vortex, but to draw people in to an understanding of the nature of how peace and happiness and harmony can be achieved, because there are many experiences that still need to be worked through by individuals. Unless there is a immediate impact that something in the region again of 70 to 80% of humanity suddenly turns and becomes a high vibrational band of people, then there is a staging process, there is a gradual rising of the vibrational frequency. But as you have said, it is through the manifestation, it is through coming together and understanding one another within the context of the universal energy field. That is where it is, and that is where you are.
Thank you, Altheris. That's wonderful.
You're welcome.